Welcome back to Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. Today we are honored and so excited to have Kelsey's brother, Jake Brown, on our podcast. Jake is a former SEO, search engine optimization, marketing specialist who recently left his job at Google. He is completing a master's degree in educational studies at the University of Michigan. Jake is also writing children's books and a children's novel. Jake talks about the importance of change as it allows one to broaden oneself. He stresses the importance of finding joy in life and how he wants to bring more joy to himself, at home, and his community. Jake emphasizes living in the present moment instead of constantly focusing on what's next. Are you constantly asking yourself, what am I doing? Or, I can't wait until ... As always, we'd love for you to stay connected with us. Check follow, drop a comment, leave a rating, and share this episode with your friends. Now grab your headphones, your walking shoes, and get ready to bloom. This is the conversation you don't want to miss.
Welcome back to Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Kelsey.
Today we have a very special guest. We have my brother here with us today. Hi, Jake.
Hi.
Very, very special.
Very
with
special.
a capital V.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. So Jake came down from Ann Arbor to Toledo for the day. And so we're recording this and then we're going to get to have lunch together. And I'm really excited about the whole day.
Yeah.
So it's going to be good.
Yep.
So obviously I've known Jake his whole life. I almost said my whole life, but not my whole life.
Not quite.
I was going to say, you say that, we all know how young you are,
Yeah.
Kelsey.
Yeah. So I've known Jake his whole life. And he has inspired me in a lot of different ways. So wanted to bring him on the podcast so you guys can all be inspired too. So Jake is what would you call your career that you just left? SEO marketing specialist?
That's what a lot of people thought I did. Was SEO.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of questions to do SEO for people. I did mostly the paid side. There's a lot of business analysis. It was a lot of the paid side of performance marketing.
Okay. So when you talk about SEO, that's search engine optimization. So that is like how you show up at the top of a search, and what you were doing was more how much people should bid on different words to try to get their stuff.
Yeah. And by the end of it, it was all AI driven, and it was much more business orientation to the way you're measuring the success of this stuff and all that. But,
yeah.
At Google.
At Google. So you're coming from a very statistic driven career.
Yeah. Very.
and recently left that career, and I'm fascinated. I know Tina's also fascinated by what sort of instigated your desire to do something different. So tell us a little bit, I guess, about, I know you've been in school for a little bit. How many years have you now been doing school part-time?
So I've been at University of Michigan getting my degree in educational studies, taking 1 to 2 classes at a time. I'm up to 18 credits now, so 2.5-ish years.
Yeah.
And so I have one more semester. So I'm going to do the last 12 credits here now and get my master's degree in educational studies here by December. So,
okay, cool. That's awesome. So what when you were at Google sort of made you decide, I want to get a master's in education? Like, what even brought that to the forefront as something that might be interesting?
Yeah. The education piece has always just been my natural instinct. So I talk about my job and the details of it, but the big part of my job was educating folks. Since I was at the agency all the way through Google, onboarding folks, I actually helped create a program on Coursera with Google. So on the education stuff, it's always been of interest to me. And so a company like Google, one of the many benefits is they have perks galore. And so we lived in a town outside of Ann Arbor for a while in Brighton, Michigan. We moved into Ann Arbor once you could actually go out and do things again post-COVID. And we were excited about that move, and it opened up the opportunity for me to go to University of Michigan, get this degree after work, and Google pays for 66% of that.
Wow.
And so you pay straight up, and then once your classes are over, you get that refunded on your paycheck. And so it was a no-brainer from that perspective. And so they opened up opportunities for me to dip my toe into this. And we aligned it with my job because of how much education was involved in that and how much psychology is involved in my job in terms of how we're working with folks. And so the classes I take, there's a lot of how do humans learn, things of that nature. And so it was pretty well correlated to what I was doing. And that's why you get that 66%. I think they do 33% otherwise if it's not correlated.
Okay.
And so that's how I got started in school. Like, things just happen in life where it's like, we didn't really think about that when we made the move from Brighton to Ann Arbor. Like, and that opened the door. Google paying for a piece of it, anything. Oh, I can actually afford this. And that opened the door. And now here we are. I'm going straight into that.
Yeah. Life happens that way so much, where like doors are opening that you don't even know are opening.
Right.
And the path just kind of unfolds.
Yes.
Right.
It's like, find the right next step and it'll lead somewhere you didn't even know was possible.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where is Google even located? Is it in Brighton that you mentioned, or
No, Google's in Ann Arbor. So we were commuting from Brighton to Ann Arbor. We got closer to both of our jobs.
Okay.
Megan works at now Ann Arbor. At the time, it was Ypsilanti, which is on the east side of Ann Arbor. So Megan can bike to work now. I walk Ace into his daycare. Life is good.
That's awesome.
Everything's great on that front.
Yeah. So you mentioned Asen. So that's my 3-year-old nephew, and he's hilarious.
He's a challenge. He's awesome. Asen's amazing, challenging. We don't like to go to bed. But it is a lot of fun. And I think as we get into this conversation about why and what I did here, I think Asen played a major role in my decision.
I was curious about that.
Yeah.
So like, when you say that, do you mean just to be able to be with him more and spend more time with him, or also your desire to learn more about education and how people learn and think?
I think it started with the latter there. It started with me going to these classes, not really thinking I'm going to make this complete shift over. It was more like, I just am interested. I am here to learn, literally, which was amazing.
Isn't that an amazing place to be in?
Yeah. Going to school and actually just wanting to learn and stuff. All right, I got to get this degree.
Pass this test.
And instead of, you have to do this.
Yeah.
Or being forced, you have to go to college.
Yes.
You have to get a degree.
Yeah.
It is totally different.
You have a completely different perspective.
Yes.
And the people around me in that classroom are kind of like, oh, so I'm really worried about what's my next step after this. I'm sitting there like, I don't have the next step. And it's and I'm one of the older ones in the room usually in this master's program. But it's fascinating how the brain works when you're put into a situation where you aren't doing it for the end.
Yeah.
You're not just doing something to get to something else. You're doing something to be in it. And the brain works so much. You're just so much happier.
It's like you're at a different mindset. It's because you're doing it what your heart is telling you to do.
Right.
Or universe or God or whoever, but you're following your dreams.
Yeah.
And what you want to do.
Yes. And you're just in the moment more often.
Yeah.
And so that's a big part of this last month. I haven't started classes yet this semester. They'll start next week. And I left Google, I believe it was July 18th. It's been about a month. And in that month's time, we did have a vacation, things like that. But I've had about 3 weeks at home. And little things like walking Ace into school and just taking our time and just letting him investigate things around him versus being like, I don't care about that squirrel right now, Asen. I gotta get to school and I gotta get to work.
Right. Or we've got to go. I've got to be here. I have this to do. Or it's
and you're just rushing your time.
yes.
And so you asked about time with them. I think more than the amount of time I get with him, because he still goes to daycare. It's not like I stay at home with him. It's the quality.
Yeah.
The work that I was putting in at Google and the brain space that I was allowing it to take made it so Asen and Megan, who is my wife, kind of had to deal with that with me a little bit of like, this is where my brain is at right now. And I'm not giving you my full self, even when I am with you a lot of the time is kind of how it feels. And I think a lot of people are in that, but they don't really consciously really get it. They're subconsciously in that. They're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But with a lot of the readings that I've had, I was like, this is what's happening. And I can change that.
Yeah. That's so cool. So have you already, it sounds like you've already felt it start to shift and change with Asen, with Megan too, though?
Yeah, with everybody. An example is I had a meeting with one of my professors just to kind of go over my schedule, give her some of my thoughts. Her class was amazing that I took with her. It was leadership and liberation class, which was really cool. She designed the whole class. So it's kind of wanted to talk to her about how she came about that design, what that looked like, give her some of my ideas within the community. Like, here's stuff I'm writing. Here's how I want to get involved. How would you go about this? We set the time to meet for, I think, 30 minutes. We talked for 2.5 hours. I didn't have an agenda. She didn't have an agenda.
We
talked for 2.5 hours. And because we could.
Right.
And I think like so often when you get into the corporate world, it's meeting after meeting after meeting. I think by the end of my time there, I was having 7 to 11 meetings a day.
Wow.
I'm just going from one to the next one. And it's really, really difficult to unravel and just put yourself in the moment that you're in. So even those meetings, I'm not necessarily giving that client my full self because it's hard to when you're in that minute every day.
Yeah. And I remember us having a conversation a while ago, I feel like, about like, wouldn't it be cool to just have a morning with somebody and just do the, like, whatever happens?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to just have an hour. Like, you've got the morning, or you've got the afternoon.
Yes.
Just to see where the conversation goes or what ends up coming of it instead of.
And I try to set things like that up. I tried to kind of layer it and say, like, these 4 hours are this client's, these 4 hours are this person's, and it's not set up that way.
The outside world is not.
No,
it really is not
set up though.
You know what this makes me think of, and maybe this takes us a little bit off topic, but I feel like it relates. So bear with me here. I reached out to somebody the other day to try to do a coffee, and it was one of those, let's do, networking coffee. And she says, do you roller skate? I was like, I do. Let's go roller skating. So instead of sitting down and having coffee, we're going to go roller skate for an afternoon together. I'm really excited about it.
Oh, you haven't done it yet?
I haven't done it yet.
I thought this was...
That's coming up this Friday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Her name is Keek, Keek, and she's an artist, and she's putting together some, it's called Heal Grid, where she's trying to connect all these different people who do wellness in different ways. And so I wanted to learn more about what her plans are for that business. And I'm really excited. I think it'll put her way more in her element, which, will be great.
The fact she asked you that, it's going to be an awesome meeting. Like, that's, she was just like, I'm willing to go roller skating and have this conversation. That's it.
It's awesome. So we're going to downtown Toledo at the Ribbon.
Oh, okay.
And roller skating Friday afternoon.
Oh, that's cool.
It'll be great.
That's cool. That sounds fun.
That's awesome.
So anyway, that just made me, think of that conversation and what's coming up. But
that's funny.
So back to kind of what you've got going on. Tell us a little bit, I guess, about how you decided, like we got how you started getting into education, you started the classes, you were still planning to use that information working at Google, but what shifted? At what point did you feel a shift that it was time to leave Google and dive deeper into what this next step might be, which it sounds like is still kind of unknown? Like, that's a huge leap of faith, right?
Yeah.
And so what was that thing that started the spark? And then how did you get the confidence to jump and do it?
Yeah. I don't want to act like I don't have the privilege to make this jump. So that's first and foremost. I have that. I have a decent financial sitting from working at Google. A decent enough to give myself a year or so to figure this out.
Yeah.
I have a wife who works full time, and I have one kid. Many people are dealing with much higher expense levels than I am on that front as well. So there's a lot of privilege that goes into being able to do this. I acknowledge that that's the case.
Yeah.
And not to say, look at me, is doing everything right. But what I do think is true is, first off, whenever I've made a change in my life, I have felt like I came out of the other side knowing myself better, knowing who I am more than I did before I made that change. And it just felt like it was time to make a change to get to know myself better. And not just myself, but when I say myself, I think of a larger community as a whole and everything around me, and how does my mind and being interact with these new things that I'm throwing myself in front of. And Google, to its credit, opened that brain space up for me in a major way, because I lived in the Midwest my entire life until I went to Google. I moved to California for 2 years. I helped run a conference in London. Most of my friends out in California either came from different countries or their parents came from different countries outside of the United States. I looked at a weekend before I moved out in California and said, you party on the weekends, right? Like, that was kind of
what we did. Yeah, in the Midwest, that's kind of what we do. A lot of us.
In the Midwest in your 20s, you know. I don't think any activity that I did out there revolved around any sort of atmosphere around alcohol or partying or anything like that. I kind of engaged differently with folks because of that. So much different things. A lot of my best friends are from India now because of Google. I have so much broader range of understanding the world than what I did before I joined the company, because it's so global.
Right.
And so to its credit, that globalization allows you to do that. And then we found our home in Ann Arbor. We absolutely love it. Megan loves it more than I do. And so it lined up so many things for us. So I want to kind of surface that first. And then on top of that, it leads into this thing where I'm like, this change is always good.
Hey there, Bloom listeners. It's Tina Baden here, and I want to take a moment to share something exciting with you. Have you ever found joy in helping others feel their best? Or thought about how great it would be to boost your own health, energy, or even your finances? If that sounds like you, then I've got something special to share with you. Let's talk about Plexus, their amazing range of products. It's designed to support your wellness journey and help you feel fantastic. From gut health, energy boosters, to weight loss, there's truly something for everyone. And here's where it gets really exciting. If you love sharing what you're passionate about, the business opportunity could be just what you're looking for. I can honestly say that Plexus has changed my life for the better, both through health and finances. Yet, it's more than just a business. It's a wonderful community that supports and uplifts each other. If you're curious and you think this might be a good fit for you, why not join me? It could be fun. Message me at Bloom with Tina and Kelsey on Facebook Messenger. Embark on this journey and let's bloom into our best selves together.
Changes allows me to broaden myself, especially when I'm starting to feel that I need that change. And I think as I was listening to the people around me, and the way the culture was kind of changing in corporations recently, everything around you starts to feel a little bit extrinsic craving-ish. I've been reading a lot lately on Eastern philosophies and religion, Eastern religions, Western religions. And I think a core of a lot of these readings that I'm kind of taking from for myself anyways, is that there's a difference between all of these cravings that you have and true happiness and joy. And the biggest thing that we run into is deciphering and understanding that difference. And when we don't understand that difference, we just chasing cravings is easier than finding joy.
Yeah.
And so I think like that's reading up on a lot of that has made me be able to make this decision and made it a lot easier for me to kind of digest. I have an opportunity to bring more joy to myself, bring more joy to my house, and bring more joy to a community around me than what I think I'm currently doing in my 7th year at Google.
Yeah.
Or 8th year, I think I was at.
Okay.
Can you explain to us the feelings at that moment you knew that it was time to leave?
I think there wasn't a singular moment, but I think the amount of times that I thought to myself, I can't wait until. And when I registered, I am saying I can't wait until a lot.
Yes.
I am writing up a 5-year plan right now. Why am I writing up a 5-year plan? I don't know what it's going to look like in 5 years. I don't know what my life's going to look like in 5 years. And that might be some people's thing. That's fine. I'm not the type of person who can write up a 5-year plan and stick to it anyways.
No, I don't.
What am I doing here?
I don't think most people do. Most people don't live out that 5-year plan.
Yeah. And it's good to have plans.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm necessarily getting at. But I was saying I can't wait until a lot. And when you start to say I can't wait until a lot, you're like, hold on a minute. What? And again, Asen allowed me to think this through. In 2 weeks, Asen's 2 weeks older. In 2 weeks, like I have lost 2 weeks. I don't know what's going to happen in 2 weeks. I want to be able to live aimlessly more frequently.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean I won't go back into finding a full-time job that I'm more comfortable with and feel better with. But I do think we live a bit too scheduled on average. Or I was living a bit too scheduled and too precisely for what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I can't wait until. That's a really good indicator.
Yeah.
I like that. And so you're finding yourself learning to live more in the present moment instead of focusing so externally on what's next. So one of the things I've done with a coach that I work with is she always talks about having a vision, but it's very much like a loose vision instead of those like set plans like you were talking about. Instead of a 5-year plan of this and then this and then this and then this, it's just a vision for like the direction you're heading.
Yeah.
Right? And that feels a lot less pressure. It feels less like pressure and more like excitement about something that might be coming, but then it makes it a little easier to come back, I think, into the present moment, to think of it as a vision instead of the 5-year plan, the retirement plan.
Right.
And I actually find myself trying to do this with clients quite a bit too. Like, I am a financial planner, so we do make plans, right? But I always remind them, like, this is a plan that we see it as of today. and when we get 5 years, 10 years from now, life might look a whole lot different. And that's why like ongoing with somebody is so helpful, because it's, as life evolves, how do we twist and turn? Yeah. It's not like this is the plan, here you go do it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I think that's why having a coach you're working with ongoing instead of a coach you meet with for just a 3-month period, like ongoing stuff is really helpful to have those supports to help you through the transitions more than just, because they'll keep happening. Yeah.
And regardless, you have to feel like you're somewhat in control of that vision as well, versus like not feeling autonomous within what that vision looks like as well.
And be open to it changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be so tied to it.
Right.
Hi friends, it's Kelsey here. If you've been listening to the podcast and wondering what it's actually like to work with a financial planner, or if financial planning is even for you, I totally get it. We only touch lightly on that side of my work here, and money can feel like a heavy or confusing topic to dive into. That's why this fall, I'll be sharing more bite-sized tools, insights, and mindset shifts over on my Apricity Financial Planning Facebook page. It's a simple, low-key way to start engaging with your finances. No pressure, just gentle guidance and encouragement to help you feel more confident and aligned with your money. If that sounds helpful, I'd love to have you there. Just search Apricity, that's APRICITY Financial Planning on Facebook and hit follow. And if you've been carrying questions about your finances or wondering what support might look like, I'd love to talk to you. You don't have to figure it all out alone. Just give me a call, 419-825-6161, or send me an email at kelsey@apricityfp.com.
Have you had any obstacles along the way since you have left?
They're coming.
I mean, it's only been 4 weeks.
It's only been 4 weeks.
Okay.
Again, Megan and I have taken a look at our finances as well, and we've had to pull back, and we understand what that looks like. We planned that out.
And no regrets.
And I had absolutely no regrets. And I don't foresee myself having any regrets by any means. It's more of understanding the changes that we do have to make.
Yep.
But I think also, like, in a moment, and I read this actually in a book I was reading recently, but I loved it. In every moment that you're kind of doing something throughout your days, like, just ask what you're doing. What am I doing right now? Is this what I want to be doing with my time?
Yeah.
Every 30 minutes, every hour, every 2 hours, whatever the time lane is for you, like, ask what you're doing constantly throughout a day, at least 10 times a day.
Yeah.
And then you will see, like, is what I'm doing aligned to joy and, like, doing the things that I want to do and that I align with?
Right.
Or is there something else that's driving what I'm doing all the time? Because the moments that I'm in, when I ask myself, what am I doing? I'm constantly saying, I'm doing this because someone else wants me to, or I'm doing this because it's what I feel like I have to do. If that's what you're constantly saying when you ask yourself that question, then you know this isn't, you need to probably shift. You need to be able to say, I'm doing this because this thing that excites me, that gives me joy, that makes me
it's
happy.
How it makes you feel.
And makes other people around me happy because I'm happy.
It's about how it makes you feel. So I also had another person ask me, like, stop thinking, I don't want to know what you want to do. I want to know how you want to feel.
Yeah.
And that shift, I think, is really helpful as well. And sounds like kind of what you're saying, like, what am I doing? But if it's not coming back to it's making you feel good, then something's off.
Right.
Yep.
And I'm not saying don't work hard, don't do work hard at the things that you think have a positive impact to not only yourself, but just the things you care about all around you.
Yeah. And think of how much time people waste scrolling. Scrolling.
And that came into my head too, as he was saying, what are you doing as I'm scrolling Facebook? And
I know.
other things I could be doing that are way more helpful.
100%.
Yes. So much time is wasted where you just got to say, I got to stop. Stop. And what am I supposed to be doing right now? You know? Yeah.
But not supposed to be.
What do I want to be doing?
There you go.
What do I love to be doing?
Right.
Like, what's going to bring me more joy?
Exactly.
Or pull out that book Tina told me I should be reading.
Or
most likely,
or
the book's going to make me happier.
Yes, or get that travel book out and keep planning, right?
Yeah.
And the moments that you're not 100% happy with. I sometimes just write whatever I'm thinking in the moment. And the other day, Ethan was having one of those really difficult bedtimes, but he wasn't being as ornery as he is sometimes or angry. He was just not going to bed asking questions, trying to develop all these excuses.
Yeah.
I was from the hours between 7 and 10.
Yeah.
And it was probably 11 by the time I got him to bed. And I was frustrated. I was a little angry. And I thought about it. And I thought about the moment I was in. I thought about, what am I doing? And I think, like, Megan and I don't get a ton of one-on-one time because of Asen's bedtime stuff. And I was trying to rush this moment so that I can get time with Megan and have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
But what am I doing? Why not just enjoy the moment I'm in with Asen?
Yeah.
He's just asking me questions. He's not causing issues at this particular night. He wasn't causing any harm to anybody. He just wanted to delay bedtime and have a conversation.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Don't rush that because in your mind, I need to get to this other thing. Enjoy that moment. Don't just rush through things like it's a checklist. Life's not a checklist.
Right.
And so, like, that's another way I look at what am I doing is what am I doing? Why am I mad at a moment that what am I doing right now? You're craving the future. Live. You're in
this
the
moment. There's nothing but this moment.
Yeah. Man, I wish I would have talked to you 22 years ago, 23 years ago when my triplets were, 3 years old, 4 years old, because, they always say time flies by. And yeah, I look back and I wish I would have thought that instead of, boy, I can't wait until they can do this. Or I can't wait until, they can make their own bowl of cereal or tie their own shoe or, because life just flies by.
When you have triplets.
And I know, but now I can't go back. But yet when I think back, it's difficult to find those awesome special moments like that.
Yeah.
But I do have to say, when they were 2 and 3 years old, that was so awesome. Because that's the time that you can push them in the swings and they laugh and, but a lot of times with the triplets, they played with each other.
Yeah.
So that was a good point. But yet, hey, I can play with Barbies too, and all these things. But seriously, life flies by. And it's important to take that time and enjoy each moment.
Yeah.
Each moment.
Even in the hard moments. So you were talking about, like, that particular evening was not really, like, he wasn't being problematic. He was just being curious and asking questions and delaying bedtime.
That is 100% what I was getting at. I think it's really difficult when things are being thrown at the wall and like, that's a little bit different. It's difficult. But even those moments, like, every moment is really a gift given to you to live. And I think, like, when you think about the past, even looking at the past, you're kind of craving, like, oh, I used to have this. Why didn't I? But you can also think about it in a way of, like, I have this moment right now, right here. We're on this podcast and the three of us are just talking.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, we're living in the moment together, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll go home and do the same thing. And I think, like, it's really about not craving too much what you used to have, not craving too much what you think you may have someday, and just understanding, like, this moment I'm in is a gift in itself. This is, and I need to show appreciation. And I am not good at this. I'm speaking these words and it's not like, oh, I figured this out, guys. I got this
I know. We talk about that all the time. I'm like, we go on the podcast and say all these good things, and I'm like, and then do I go listen to my own advice all the time?
Yeah.
No.
That's like my husband listening into it. Hey,
you said. Yeah. It's always evolving. It's always a journey.
Yeah.
So we're all working at it the best we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, even in those hard moments, being able to recognize, like, I get this moment to somehow connect in a new way, somehow learn, like, what am I learning from this moment, even in the hard times?
Yes. Yeah.
What am I learning? What are they learning?
And what is there to appreciate in this moment? What are the alternatives to this moment right now? There's no alternative. This is the moment.
Yeah. So shifting topics just a little bit here, back to what do you have going on now, or what's next for you, Jake?
Well, like we said, there's no set plan, which is, I'm not going to sit here and say there's no fear there. There is some fear there, right? But it's funny. I think I mentioned privilege earlier, and the one that I didn't mention is I have two people who I can take any journey I decide to go on with, and Megan and Asen, and that's massive.
Yeah.
Because then you just kind of know your people are there regardless. Our parents as well.
Yeah. The support system.
The support system I have is insane. And so that's what I know for sure is next, right? Is I have all these people that I can lean on if I need to. What I'm trying to do now is I've been writing a ton. I've written probably 20 plus children's stories, some of which Asen was directly involved in. I write a lot of philosophical stuff as well as I go through these readings. I think one of my strengths at Google was taking the product team's complicated words and simplifying them for the clients and the sales teams.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to kind of do that a little bit with some of the stuff I'm reading, is to break things down and try to frame them in a way that's very easily to philosophically digest versus reading this book that's like kind of all over the place with tons of thoughts.
Right.
So I've been trying to put those things together. And then I'm trying to write a fiction, I guess I'd call it a young adult book or a novel, as well. I've written about 80 pages of that. It's called Reincarnation. And so I'm really excited about that. I've been working. I actually was up at 5 a.m. writing this morning because
that's awesome.
Energizes me and I have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. And you've been slowly working on that project for a while.
Yeah.
You're finally putting a lot more time and energy.
Yes. I had this going. I put it down at the time. Then I have the editors, and then I have anything I needed. I have the time now. I'm getting everything put into place. I have an illustrator I'm hoping to work with. Still got to find some editors. It's funny because I've never been diagnosed with ADHD. But everything I've read about it, I would guess there's some similarities to the way my brain works.
Yeah.
And writing is... Right, you just want to rush through things and get your story told.
Yeah,
and it actually makes me a weaker writer in some ways. And so I'd like to have a partner on this project at some point in time who is a much better writer than I am. Help me write this story that I have. Because I think I actually went to school for journalism in my first year.
At Ohio University.
And I got a C- in a class you need to get a C in, and I was like, man, there's going to be a lot of test taking at this major, and I am not good at this test taking thing. I need a lot more project oriented work. And so I actually did my toe in education, did my toe in management information systems, ended up with a management information systems degree. But I've always wanted to write. Like, I've always liked writing. It's kind of funny though, like I think statistics and putting puzzles together is more of my strength. So I don't think it's necessarily me leaning into my strengths. It's more me leaning into my
what brings you joy,
my hobbies.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
You mentioned 20 different children's books.
Yeah, I have a lot of different ideas.
Okay. Are like what age children's books are you talking about?
Young, so probably 6 and under.
Oh, okay.
Whereas the reincarnation story will probably be, I guess, 5th grade and above. Where most of these are picture books. One of which I'll give you an example. Asen was at our parents' house, saw this potato bud. He calls them roly-polies in my mom's garden. And he named it Tuku. Asen names every animal he sees. He thinks they're all...
Every animal gets a name.
Every animal gets a name from him. And I think going to the Creature Conservancy kind of helps create that, which is an amazing place in Ann Arbor. If you ever get to Ann Arbor, get to the Creature Conservancy. But he names this bug Tuku, and then we go on one of these walks to school, because I walk him or bike him to school almost every day. And he stops in the middle of the road. He does that often. I have to pull him over to the side and say, there's cars coming. Come over here. If you're going to stop, you can stop, whatever. But he stops in the middle of the road and he says, Dad, I think that's Tuku. And he picks him up. And he's like, starts petting him. And he's so excited. He found Tuku again in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So Tuku traveled from the 113 miles from Engle, Indiana to Ann Arbor, Michigan. And so then we wrote a story together on how to get there. And so like that's a way in which Asen and I write together.
Wow.
We kind of just pair our creativities together and write stuff like that.
That is so cool. That was my question. How do you come up with ideas for your children's storybooks? And you answered my question before I even got a chance to ask it.
Yeah. But that's just there's so much.
That is so cool. It's like from a... How old is Asen?
He's 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So I know you aren't on social media a whole lot, very intentionally. Is there anywhere that our listeners can follow what you're working on and know when you come out with a book?
You're not on social media?
Not decided yet. To be determined, and you'll have to come back on the podcast.
When
the time comes.
I'll share it with y'all, and you can share it.
Yeah.
Where you guys share things.
Yeah.
I think I still have accounts. I'm just never on.
You're just never on them, so they're not gonna. That probably won't be the way to find out.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I talked a lot about cravings earlier, and I do think like my brain works in a way that I will get into that scrolling game, or I will get overly engaged with things like that. And I have found that stepping away from that and taking a walk instead, or doing it like I'm not a big
that's
I
incredible.
I have felt it deeply since getting rid of social media for the most part. I still have Snapchat because my family has a group chat. And so I text often the people that I want to talk to. If you look at our family chat, I have probably 40% of the messages. And there's 9 of us.
9 of us in there.
So I text often. I love talking to people in that form, but I don't necessarily love broadcasting or feeling the need to broadcast the things I do or look at what other people are doing. I think like one of the things at Google was like this constant promotion culture. I feel that on Facebook, this constant comparison culture. Man, we're all in this together. I don't really love that, and I love just interacting with things that are truly around me.
Yeah. And I will say, I have found I see what you're talking about on Facebook, but somehow I've been able to curate a community. I feel like that people are interacting with each other's stuff to lift each other's stuff up. Which is super awesome. And also to your point about how Google has really expanded your knowledge of what the world looks like because you've been able to interact with people all over the world. I feel like that's what Facebook's been able to do for me.
Right.
Because I have found people who are curious about the same types of things, like groups. Facebook groups that allow people from all over the world to interact. And so it's different for every person.
For sure.
But I love that you've been able to really fully step away. That's
and
something a lot of more people maybe should be doing because they're not finding it useful in those other ways.
There's definitely positives to it. The ability to go down the positive routes and the things that create joy, not for yourself, for everything.
For everything. Yeah.
That's how Jeff ended up donating his kidney to our neighbor.
Oh, because
Yeah,
As we saw her cry out, that she needed a kidney on a Facebook post.
Wow.
So
That's incredible.
Yeah. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Jake. I feel like we covered a lot of things.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It was perfect.
it was so good. I feel like I know you so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
you're an amazing human.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Amazing.
which I've always known.
I don't know about that. I think you're tooting my horn a bit more than I deserve, but I do think with that, like, we're all like I said, we're all in this together, and I think like I just am taking a moment and trying to be a part of something that I want to be a part of. It's the big thing.
Yeah. Well, best of luck.
Yeah.
Best of luck and to you and your family, and
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate y'all.
thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. Your support truly means the world to us, and we're so grateful to have you as part of our blossoming community.
We hope you enjoyed this week's conversation and found inspiration in our discussions. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you love what you hear, please consider leaving us a review. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more listeners like you.
Join us next week for another exciting episode filled with insights, laughter, and growth. We can't wait to share it with you.
Keep blooming and see you soon.